What's up, guys? So after pregnancy, lower back can hurt really bad. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this stretch sequence that I did to kind of alleviate some of that lower back pain. First thing that you're going to do is bring your knees to your chest. If you can tuck your chin to your chest. If you want to relax your neck and head down, you can definitely do that. Here, I've noticed that if you do pull the legs up closer to the face, that you'll feel more of an alleviating feeling on your lower back. A lot of the time your lower back hurts because if you had an epidural, that could kind of aggravate your lower back. Or another thing that could be a possibility is that when you are pregnant, your lower back curvature does increase. So now that you don't have the load of the baby, your body's kind of spazzing out. So that could be something that's happening here with that lower back. So your body's just trying to bounce back. Next, what we're going to do is keep those knees to your chest. You can go ahead and relax the head down if you haven't already. And then you're going to be rocking side to side. So this is just a nice lower back massage that you can give yourself and just kind of move around. Now, this may be a little intense, and if it's uncomfortable, I'd recommend just kind of either reducing the amount of pull you are giving to your knees or just relax down. Next, what you can do is knee circles. So here you're going to actually guide your knees into a circular motion. You're going to do 10 one way and then 10 the other way. Now the whole goal here is that you are doing this nice and slow and taking your hips and pelvis through a really slow movement, just again to kind of alleviate some of that lower back pain and also just kind of have your body register that you no longer have that baby and the weight of the baby on your body. So again, your body's just trying to readjust to what it was like before you got pregnant. So again, just be mindful and cautious here. If this does feel uncomfortable, don't push yourself. But if it's something that you can manage to kind of do, I definitely recommend doing this again, because this is really nice to kind of get your blood flowing after pregnancy and after birth, so postpartum. And then here also too, even though you are recovering, you can definitely work on keeping your core tight and then do a couple Kegel exercises. So biggest thing here is you can tuck in that pelvic floor. So it's kind of like you're sucking in. And just as you're doing your circles, you can definitely do that and work on getting that pelvic floor back in shape. Next thing that you're going to do here is go ahead and keep your core. So brace your core really nice. And then you also want to make sure that your back is in a neutral position. So you want to untuck your butt so that you aren't having that lower back curvature. So here, this is a nice way to kind of activate your core after postpartum or after delivery without doing too much abdominal work. So here you're just going to drop feet to the floor and then lift them up above your head or up to the ceiling, and then just go back down. If you want to make it easier and maybe reduce dropping the legs all the way down, you can just bring the feet halfway down and then lift the feet back up. Sometimes when your feet go all the way down to the ground, it can create that lower back curvature. Again, this is a great way to get your core working after delivery without going too hard in the paint. And just be mindful here, just work on breathing. Breathing is super important here. Next thing that you can do is you're going to do single leg leg lifts. Again, the biggest thing is that you want to make sure that your back is in a very neutral position. So if you notice, it kind of looks like I'm sucking in my glutes. And that's just because my back, as being pregnant, especially in your third trimester, that lower back curvature definitely increases, like I said before, and that lower back does start hurting. So being in a really neutral position almost is like a love-hate sort of pain. So just make sure you're doing that as you're doing your single leg lifts. Next thing that you can do is sometimes hip flexors do get really tight, legs get really tight. And then once you do deliver baby, your body is again just kind of out of whack and trying to get back into its normal rhythm. So just making sure you're stretching out your legs and your hip flexors. Something to be mindful here too is that because you do have that baby sitting down low, Your hips do spread a little bit, and once you deliver baby, your body is wanting to go back to its pre-pregnancy self. So you have to be mindful here. Muscles and joints did move and shift a little bit during your pregnancy, so you want to try and stay limber and stretch as much as possible, so that your body can go back into its pre-pregnancy place. Now, it's not going to be exactly what it was before, but it will try to get back to its considered normal or homeostasis positioning. Next thing that you can do here is going to be just really easy lifts. So almost like a crunch. You're just going to lift head, neck, and shoulders off the ground, reach for the ceiling, and then relax down. Now, what I am doing here is diaphragmatic breathing as I am doing these lifts. So when I'm down on the ground, my belly is filling with air as much as possible. And then as I lift up, I'm really contracting. Even if you don't reach to the ceiling, that's totally fine, but you want to go ahead and embrace your core as much, or brace your core as much as possible. So tighten everything in, belly button should be tucked into the spine, and it's kind of like you have like a corset that you're wrapping around your core, and you're trying to think about your abdominal muscles as a corset, and you're just squeezing that corset area, shall I say, when you are exhaling and lifting the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. So inhale, make your belly really full. Again, this is diaphragmatic breathing. And then exhale, you're going to contract and squeeze everything out. So again, this is a great way to go ahead and activate the core post-baby, so that you're not going into intense. But I hope you guys enjoy.